So, one moment. It's at least telling me it's starting. Now, here we go, live. Sorry again, we've been playing with whatever this setup is rebelling against what our plan is. We've got it going again. So, welcome everyone. Hope you're having a beautiful day and enjoying this season as it ever is shifting wherever you live. Um, we were blessed to have been given the treat to be in Illinois and Wisconsin this last week. Temperatures in the low 70s during the day, perfect, breezy. Trees were becoming more and more brilliant as the days went on, and it was so lovely to see all that. So hope that you enjoyed wherever you are. The season's shifting. So wanted to just wanted to share with you today. You tell me what you think of that word, flat. I thought, flat? What do you mean flat? Like a plain or a flatness or a flat like no flavor? I mean, I was having a good time playing with it, but I never came up with a sense of if there's something really deep and it hasn't been revealed to me yet. Um, hmm. So I'll keep some of my ideas to myself, and I'd be curious what you're inspired to, what that might mean for you. I'm going to share that. Um, I thought I'd share a little bit about what my work with spirit has been and what they've trained in language, at least, about making shifts in the dimensions wherever we are. For me, the teaching as I've interpreted it is that we get ourselves really tripped up if we start thinking of the dimensions as a numerical sequence of higher and higher and better. Um, it's common and easy for us to we like to organize things into systems of hierarchy and progress. So I'm not judging it. I'm saying that's not been my teaching. And so how would I describe a dimension then if it's not that? It is just a shift in a focus, like an alternative focus, um, in like a parallel dimension. And it's just that it's making an intention and moving frequencies in such a way within and all around me that I'm functioning within a new dimension while life is still progressing or doing its thing all around me. So, so when I speak of shifting dimensions, it's not about, oh, yay, I'm in the fifth dimension. I'm not trained and I'm not um, guided to focus in that way. So I don't, there's value there, but that's not what I mean by shifting dimensions. I think I've shared before, sometimes I have had issues with, say, the leaf blowers in my in my neighborhood, which like to go for hours in the mornings. And Spirit has said, you can be in that without it bothering you, and that is just to shift the dimension in which you are experiencing life. So with practice, most of the time, with that and many other circumstances, I'm able to, with breath, visualization, energetic, maybe moving of my auric space, uh, to find that whatever is going on continues and I'm now in it in a new way. I wish I could be more specific, but that's something to think about, meditate with if you choose. It's been really important for me because I'm not waiting for an event to happen for me to shift. I'm not waiting for, if enough of us get it, whatever it is, then we'll all shift. That may be possible, but I'm looking to be in my reality as I experience it from new perspectives. That's the way I like to put my intention. So let's see. It's just possibilities. That's all. It's not like changing quote reality, but it's interpretation of reality. You know, we all. Well, I'm going to leave the rest. I'm hearing the voice now saying, "All right, that was a good introduction." So I will move on. Enjoy Spirit today, and I'll come back to just recap everything with you with love. I am that I am, all light indeed, and this is our moment that we shall live as victory through all the trials of life. When you are ready, we are here. When you want, so it is. There is nothing to want that is not present, so enjoy it all, my dear friends. How be you, my glorious ones? Ah, it is great that I would have another moment to share something of grand relevance to your world right now. I have been asked by many over these last earthly cycles of months and years about my view and the master's view on the politics. And if though I may be speaking here now not just to those who are dwelling in the United States political season, everything happening in that way in the United States is relevant to everyone wherever you are, if not specific, but the lessons that it is giving us all. So to remember with you, we are not choosing sides because we do not claim sides to things. They are aspects, they are reflections, they are choices. So it's not a matter of who or what, because we're not here to tell you who or what. We are here to tell you, look within. Always look within. Do not find the answers out there. Whoever is the political leader or the political elected, that's of great importance for you. That's why we've always encouraged everyone to participate in politics, however distasteful it may seem to you. Find a way to engage yourself with what is it that I envision, what is it that I need and want, to choose appropriately, asking your own inner guidance for if there is a direction to move your vote or to not vote, but know that for you to ignore that responsibility that you have been given and have claimed the gift of and the value of, that will be a deepening lesson of inner failure, you might say, which we do not judge failure. Failure is a great teaching. Failure simply means that there has been an aspect of your life that has been ignored or efforted with importance that has not been your quite perfect timing, for example. There is no such thing as failure as a experience of wrong. Always lessons, always opportunity. So regarding what's happening and been seen not just in the United States, which is a very large political platform for the world to view, it is still an aspect for all the world to look at division within the self, division as you perceive it around you, division as others claim it or others ignore it. However, division is presenting, you have now a great opportunity to heal that. For if you are in angst over how it is perceived by others that do not agree with your vision and view, if you are encased in a vacuum of fear, you have a grand opportunity. What if everything occurring is you reflecting to you? Whether you think it is of high quality light or not, doesn't mean, because it's not your job to judge the quality of light, or as our beloved was speaking to, the dimensions at play. Will there be influences of denser frequencies that like to play in and support or influence like energies? Yes, there will be. You often refer to that as the dark and think of that as a war that the light must fight. Again, I remind you, my beloveds, that it isn't about your need to fight an effort to protect the light, because the light is just that. It doesn't need the protection. It is the protection. It doesn't need to fight. It is the glory of creation. The perception of there being this fight, and that's the language that people still like to use, we will say, is about finding your own inner balance with whatever is the opposing. Why must you claim righteousness about any of it? Some have perceived this one is the saving for all the rest of the world. Some have perceived, oh, this one is the saving of what we want and for the rest of the world. What if it was all true, that someone could present opportunities for everything to become more healed and whole? Which does not mean that you must choose only one thing. It doesn't mean that others must choose your choice, or that they who do not choose your choice are not ignorant and blind. They perceive what they perceive. Maybe they perceive correctly for their own inner and expressive nature, and you perceive those things and those aspects of your own being according to your needs, your gift, your world that you are seeking. So do you hear what we're speaking here? Some of the greatest injury to human consciousness is holding on and claiming that you, whoever the you are that are hearing this, have perceived it correctly and others have not, and they need your prayers to be saved from their ignorance. Now, if we were to move into the idea of sides, we will say that those who stand in the position of a side absolutely agree with what I've just said. Each side views the other as ignorant, fooled, and whatever labels they like to place on it. Perhaps it's true. When anyone becomes locked into position and believing that your perception is the truth and the holiness of all creation, then perhaps that is an opportunity for unfoldment of a bigger vision. Perhaps if you are in a place of your consciousness that you perceive, if this, then we're in failure. If that, then we will have hope to succeed. If this other, we are all doomed. If this, perhaps we will find balance. So it is human nature to observe and to make choices, and in those choices to oftentimes simplify those choices based on the inner compasses of right, wrong, this, that, those, and others. So be it. We're not going to tell you you're wrong to have those perceptions of the world. But we encourage that you become clear to observe all of it, loosen your stance, where you plant your flag of righteousness, where you transmute your fear, where you become whole. Envision the energetic of what it is you want for your place where you live and for the planet, but not so specific that you are perhaps creating more cycles of drama that are not necessary. This seems like we are going to another war, a world war, an inner war, a civil war, a war. Where is the war? Who started it? Doesn't matter. Who's choosing it? Anyone who is in fear of it. Anyone who's placing their flagpole claiming righteousness. For the great divine, none of it is judged. How will changes be made in culture and in societies that you have all created unless you, yes, view things from perspectives of what are the better choices for yourself and for what you perceive to be for others? That is why we have said, yes, choose. But watch that choice that it is not blaming and fearing, that it is just holding a vision and keep expanding your vision so that you do not be stuck. You do not live in stuckness. Sometimes this is not just the political of the machinery of politics anywhere, the way it's perceived to be politics of governments and encampments of consciousness. Perhaps it's in the smallness of a family unit, and now we're not even speaking of the family unit that's arguing about these things, but simply does not feel connected in all the ways in which you would dream your family unit would express. Loyalty, friendship, respect, unification of purpose and love, peace. Where in your inner life and in your most immediate life are you feeling separate? Where are you feeling that you need to protect yourself by separating? And do not be foolish about that, but be conscious with that so that you continue to heal your fear and the need or the boundaries presumed to protect you. I am that I am, all light indeed, and so I speak for you. That is who you are, my beloved ones. That is what you are. That is all you are. The rest is a pretense of grandeur that your ego mind, your human limited self has created and co-created. You decided as a group of civilizations here, or what is, what has been and what can be and what should be. So be it. The fewer laws there are, perhaps the ideal, because the law is one. Man does not, at this time, it would seem, great populations of individuals agreeing that that's enough, that could be enough. Yet every spiritual path and religion has taught something very similar to what I've just spoken. Whether it is do unto others as you would have done unto you, whether it is do no harm, it is all of these matters of teaching to say the more you separate yourselves by needing laws that protect from, you will have fear of yourself being violated and fear that you will be the violator by ignorance or by choice. This is an ideal of spiritual consciousness I speak of, so do not judge yourself or what I say as impossible or that you are failing at it again. No, you are growing in that. You are all growing into simplifying how you live your life. The fewer inner laws and rules you make up about who you are, how you express, the more beautiful you will feel, the more flowing you will feel, the more at one you will experience life. So it isn't just be a rebel, like, oh, I don't need any laws, I can do whatever I want, and too bad for everybody else. Of course, you experiment with that at various cycles in your life, in one part of the life or not another. It may be many parts of life. But hearing this now, you are in the cycle of potential to live simply. Doesn't mean you have to run away and live in the woods, although that could be very nice, huh? It doesn't mean that you have to become isolated, but you do need to be in the state and the place of consciousness where you understand the core of yourself, the spirit that is moving all of it in you. That might require that inwardness, that retreat or isolation in a very temporary way, so that you become focused on all that you feel and all that you need. And from there, venture to be in a place where you are tempted and tested by the world values, and those world values or other views of life are not to tempt you and test you from the demonic state that some might ascribe to it, but to remind your ego, I get to choose. I get to remember I am whole. I am light. I am that I am. You don't separate from the world, but you become flowing within it. The more simplified you have made your view of who you are. So the alchemy of transmutation is not just a magic thing, a magic, what we call enchanted statement or decree. It is a matter of recognizing how you are in command of all the energy, and you can merge with and attune with the masters, angelic realm, and all the aspects of your own being, which is already there, so to speak, there in consciousness. You merge into all of that to build the power of intention into manifestation. So we remind you over and over that to claim transmutation in the name of getting rid of your stuff, getting rid of your fear, getting rid of whatever's going on that's so negative in your life and in the world, that's not going to bring you that peace and the fullness of that transmuted light. It will bring you another layer of that which you are efforting to get rid of. Because then when you see the fear I have is not an enemy, it is an energy. The anger I feel and frustration I feel is not an enemy, it is energy that I have forgotten how to use in appropriate, loving ways that serve me and the world I am. So whatever these things that you want to alchemize into the greater light, it's more easy than you sometimes think it is, because it's about surrendering the dross. The dross meaning the particles of energy experience that are no longer needed. And if you even in faith make that intention, and then you feel more of the thing you were intending to transmute, perhaps it's because you needed that still to reach new clarity, new understanding, and new awareness of the power. How to be in the power, how to be the power. Yes. So it doesn't mean that if you have moved through an identification of that which is not desired within you as an emotion or pattern or mental idea, and you work with that in your visualization with the violet flame or your decrees or however you choose, and you feel that you have faith in that, and now next week, oh, there it is again. Grand. There it is again, because you, even in full faith, have transmuted what was not needed. Apparently, when life gives you the reminders of the angst and the frustrations, the fears and the inner chaos, it is to teach and to bless you. And when you do not fight that and try to make that wrong, you have much more quickened experience of that transmutation. That power. When the residue the ashes from a fire are laying upon the surface, they have purpose there. They represent, on some level, what used to be, whether it was trees or your home or anything that was physical matter. When a physical fire reduces things to ash, grieve what you must, that it is not what you had hoped it would be, and celebrate that it is in that power itself. It's a new kind of energy, a new kind of power, a new kind of service. Nothing is wasted. It is all usable for the divine that you are. So we don't disagree with therapeutic approaches to healing anger, but we want you to know that however you use various tools that have been shared to heal anger, know that ultimately you must participate with it as a gift, as power, as an energy. Don't just use your anger for good, because it starts to, you're holding an energy which is now still called something else, separate. Use the power of your vision of life and who you are for that which you wish to express and experience. There's some point in the cycle of the transmutation when you must let go of the label. Just as you let go of some of the labels of your human identity. You know, that old teaching, I am of this, I'm a student, I'm a mother, I'm a child, I am a. Those labels have value, but there are times when you recognize that isn't your wholeness, that is not your identity as a whole. And you must sometimes say, I at one time was that kind of expression, and I now have moved that into a new phase of expression. So be it. So be it. Be the things, the attributes that you so desire to express, and let them go, the labels, when you have integrated all that into your wholeness of being, which has nurturing qualities, artistic qualities, focused and engineering qualities to life. You know, it's so many things that you can be in your expression without having to live in the label. And so we say that also with the energetic labels of your emotions. Identify what they represent. Work with that and all the tools you may find for that to support your feeling relief and release from how they grip you. And allow that to be moved into the breath of life so that you are all of it. You're not rid of it. It becomes all of you in light. So I'll remind you once again of a decree which I have shared. Violet light, violet flame, enfold me. Violet flame, embrace me. Violet flame, consume me. Violet flame, I surrender all that is illusion. Violet flame, I welcome all that is of essence. Violet flame, I am grateful. Transmute, transmute, transmute. All dross be now the fuel for the mighty I am. Golden light, run through me. Golden light, run through me. Golden light, run through me. As I am, so it is. Namaste, my friends. thank you for my journey. Um, I had conversations with one of my teachers. It was very interesting and delightful. So I hope and pray that what you had here is interesting and delightful as well. Uh, I know Daryl will make comments because I am not in a space to do those things when I'm in channeling mode about what this has been and what is coming forward. And know that it's the last Saturday of this month. We're having um, another wonderful play show. So if you haven't tuned into this one or any of them before, check it out, see if it feels right, and welcome to have you join and play with us. It's not all just ha ha ha, excuse me, games, but it is uh, playfulness in the sense of meant to be, evolved energy in a very light way, not meant to be like dense and heavy, of course, like working, like a workshop. So, thank you, my friends. Enjoy the rest of the day you have, and know that your wisdom is received by me by your sharing and listening to this, your energy of light. So, I'm grateful. And until next time, enjoy.